There is a moment in every man's life when the world pulls back the veil and he is forced to stare into the depths of his own soul. It is in that moment, heavy with silence, that the lion within stirs the ancient primal force that refuses to be tamed. You feel it now, don't you? That restless energy clawing beneath your ribs, whispering that you were born for more than ordinary existence. You are not here to drift through life like a leaf caught in the wind, tossed by circumstance and fear. No, you are here to roar, to awaken the fierce, unbreakable strength that lies buried beneath the doubts, the distractions, and the daily grind. This is not some casual pep talk. This is a summons, a call to arms for the soul hungry for greatness. The history of human achievement is a story written by lions, men and women who looked at impossibility and said, I will not bow. Thomas Edison, who failed 1,000 times but refused to let failure define him, until the night the filament glowed and changed the world forever. Andrew Carnegie, who rose from the soot and shadows of a poor immigrant to build an empire wielding discipline and vision like a sword. Walt Disney, who dared to dream when others laughed, turning imagination into a kingdom of wonder. These were not people born with some secret advantage. They were ordinary men who awakened the lion within, a force of sheer will and unwavering belief. Understand this. The lion within you is not born in comfort. It is forged in the furnace of struggle. It is not awakened by ease, but by the relentless pursuit of purpose that burns so hot it can't be ignored. The lion's roar is the sound of discipline meeting desire, of clarity piercing confusion, of relentless action conquering doubt. Your mindset is the gateway to this power. It is the throne where the lion chooses to reside or to hide. Napoleon Hill taught us that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is not a cliche. It is a law, a truth as unchanging as gravity. Your mind is a garden, and your thoughts are seeds. If you sow fear, hesitation, and doubt, you reap weakness and defeat. But if you cultivate belief, focus, and unwavering purpose, the garden flourishes into a jungle of possibility. The first step to awakening your lion is to seize control of your mindset. This means demanding from yourself a new language, no more excuses, no more blaming the world for your limitations. The lion knows the battlefield is within. It does not look outward for enemies. It conquers the internal tyrants of fear and uncertainty first. It does not wait for conditions to be perfect. It moves forward, hungry and relentless. You must believe in the power of your vision. It is the lion's hunting ground, a vast landscape where your goals become the prey. Clarity is your spear. When your vision is clouded, you wander aimlessly, weak and vulnerable. But a clear vision sharpens your instincts, fuels your courage, and commands your actions with precision. Imagine Abraham Lincoln, who saw a united nation when the country was fractured, who held fast to his vision through the darkest hours of civil war. His clarity became the light that guided millions. Your vision must become that beacon, unshakable and vivid, pulling you through the storm. Purpose is the lion's heart. It is the reason it awakens each day with fire in its eyes. Without purpose, motivation is a flickering candle in the wind. With purpose, it is a raging bonfire that consumes doubt and hesitation. Purpose turns ordinary men into legends because it breathes meaning into every sacrifice and every step taken in the face of adversity. But purpose alone is not enough. The lion knows that strength without discipline is chaos. Discipline is the cage that channels raw power into unstoppable momentum. Henry Ford, who revolutionized industry with the assembly line, once said, most people spend more time and energy going around problems than in trying to solve them. Discipline is the daily grind of mastering your craft, sharpening your mind, and refusing to yield to distraction or comfort. It is the roar behind every early morning, every moment of focus, when the world is silent except for the beat of your heart, pushing you onward. Action is the lion's stride. Without movement, the lion becomes prey to stagnation. It is not enough to dream, to plan, or even to believe. You must move. Every step taken in faith is a blow struck against the inertia that keeps millions tethered to mediocrity. The lion does not hesitate. It charges forward, fearless and determined. Gratitude may seem an unlikely ally in this kingdom of power, but it is the lion's unseen strength. It humbles the spirit and steels the heart, reminding you that every battle, every scar is a mark of progress. Gratitude transforms struggle into growth and anchors the soul amid chaos. It is the soil from which resilience blooms. Resilience is the lion's shield. It is forged in failure, tempered in hardship, and polished by relentless effort. Thomas Edison didn't see failure. He saw the road to success paved with every experiment that didn't work. Resilience is the refusal to bow, to break, or to fade away. It is the roar that echoes through every no until the final yes. Adaptability is the lion's cunning. The jungle shifts, storms rage, and the prey changes its path. The lion learns, evolves, and grows stronger. It does not cling to rigid ways or outdated beliefs. It adjusts, it pivots, it thrives. Success demands flexibility without surrendering purpose. Learning is the lion's wisdom. Andrew Carnegie once said, "The man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind may take possession of anything else to which he is justly entitled." The lion never stops growing. Every lesson learned sharpens the claws. Every failure is a teacher, and every book opened is a step closer to mastery. This lion you awaken within is not just your strength, it is your destiny. It is the force that transforms dreams into empires, fears into power, and potential into greatness. You stand now at the threshold. Will you shrink back into the shadows of doubt, or will you roar so loud the world cannot ignore you? The choice is yours. The lion does not ask permission to rule its kingdom. It claims it. It is time for you to claim your life, your purpose, and your success with a roar that shakes the earth. There is a secret the lion knows that most men never grasp. It is this: victory is born in the mind long before it manifests in the world. The battlefield you face is not out there in the noise of the crowd or the chaos of the marketplace. It is inside in the fortress of your thoughts. If you want to awaken the lion within, you must first become the master of your inner world. Napoleon Hill taught that all achievements, all earned riches have their beginning in an idea. But an idea alone is lifeless without conviction, without the burning fire that turns thought into reality. Begin by sculpting your mental landscape with relentless care. What stories do you tell yourself? What images dominate your mind when you wake? These thoughts are the soil in which your future is planted. Will you cultivate seeds of doubt and limitation, or will you nurture visions of power and triumph? The lion does not entertain fear. It is a predator that stalks opportunity with laser focus, banishing distractions and doubts as mere prey to be overcome. Every morning you rise, you choose the voice you listen to, the one that whispers, "I am weak," or the one that roars, "I am unstoppable." To awaken your lion is to choose the latter. Every single day, it means waking before the world stirs, harnessing the quiet hours to train your mind and body, to build a fortress of unyielding strength. Win the morning and the day bows before you. Belief is the furnace in which the lion's spirit is forged. But belief is not wishful thinking or fleeting hope. It is a sacred contract you make with yourself, sealed by discipline and repeated action. You must believe so deeply in your vision that obstacles become stepping stones, that failure becomes feedback, and that every no leads you closer to an inevitable yes. It is the unshakable conviction that what you see in your mind's eye will one day stand before you in flesh and stone. Clarity sharpens belief like a blade. Without it, your lion staggers in the dark, vulnerable to distraction and doubt. Clarity demands you know not only what you want, but why you want it. It is purpose distilled to its purest form, a blazing beacon that guides you through the fog of uncertainty. Think of Walt Disney, whose vision of a place where dreams come alive was so clear it pulled him through bankruptcy, rejection, and relentless skepticism. Your clarity must have that same gravity. It must pull you forward when the world tries to push you down. Purpose fuels the lion's fire. It is the primal force that animates every breath, every heartbeat. Without it, motivation is a flickering flame, easily extinguished. But with purpose, Even the darkest nights become a canvas for your light. Purpose gives your struggle meaning and your success gravity. It demands sacrifice and honors perseverance. It is the drumbeat that calls the lion out of slumber. The reason you rise when others surrender. Discipline is the lion's training ground, the daily grind where potential is honed into power. It is waking when the body screams for rest. It is focus when the mind begs for distraction. Henry Ford understood this when he built an empire on the foundation of routine and resolve. Discipline transforms fleeting enthusiasm into unstoppable momentum. The lion does not wait for motivation to strike. It creates it through unwavering commitment. Action is the lion's stride, the movement that turns dreams into reality. The world rewards those who do, not those who only plan. Ideas without action are illusions. Every step you take in faith is a roar that reverberates through the void of doubt. It is the sweat on the brow, the pounding heart, the relentless push forward. Without action, even the mightiest vision remains a ghost. Gratitude may seem soft in a world that glorifies grit, but it is the lion's secret strength. Gratitude grounds the spirit, softens the heart, and steels the mind. It reminds you that every challenge is a lesson, every setback a chance to grow. Gratitude is the soil in which resilience takes root, transforming hardship into fuel for greatness. Resilience is the lion's armor. It is born from pain and polished by perseverance. Thomas Edison, the master of resilience, viewed every failure as a stepping stone. When the world said no, he said not yet. Resilience is the roar that drowns out the voices of doubt. It is the courage to rise when the body falls, to persist when the mind wavers. Adaptability is the lion's cunning, the ability to change course without losing sight of the prize. The jungle shifts. Storms come without warning. The lion survives not by stubbornness, but by flexibility. Success demands the same. Be relentless in your purpose, but fluid in your methods. The ability to evolve keeps you ahead of the pack. Learning is the lion's wisdom. Carnegie once said, "Knowledge isn't power until it is applied." The lion is always a student, hungry for new strategies, new ideas, new perspectives. Every book read, every lesson learned sharpens its claws. Never stop growing. Never cease sharpening your mind. This lion inside you is not a myth. It is the sum of every choice to stand tall, every refusal to settle, every battle fought within your soul. It is the force that turns ordinary men into legends, that turns dreams into legacies. Now is the time to awaken it fully. Let your roar be heard, not just in the world, but in the chambers of your own heart. You are not here to watch life pass by. You are here to take it by the mane and ride it into greatness. The lion does not hesitate. It does not whimper. It claims its kingdom, and so must you. Your destiny is waiting. Awaken the lion within and unleash it with ferocity, courage, and relentless belief. The lion's power lies not only in strength, but in the mastery of its own mind. When you awaken this beast within, you step into a realm where thoughts become your fiercest allies or your deadliest enemies. The most formidable obstacle you will ever face is the fortress of your own doubt. This fortress, built of past failures, criticisms, and fears, can imprison even the strongest bodies if the mind surrenders. But the lion does not cower behind walls. It breaks them down with the hammer of unwavering faith. Napoleon Hill said, "The starting point of all achievement is desire." But desire alone is a flickering flame, easily snuffed out by life's storms. The lion fuels this flame with a burning obsession, a hunger so fierce that it consumes distraction, lethargy, and comfort. This hunger is what transforms ordinary men into titans of industry, visionaries who change the course of history. It is the difference between wishing for success and demanding it with every fiber of your being. To awaken your inner lion, you must discipline your thoughts like a seasoned hunter disciplines his prey. Negative thinking is a poison that seeps into the heart and clouds judgment. It whispers lies like "you are not enough" or "this is too hard." Recognize these lies for what they are: chains forged by fear. Break them with the fierce belief that you are born to win, born to conquer, born to rise beyond any obstacle. The lion's mind is clear and focused. It sees the path through the wilderness and moves with purpose. To cultivate this clarity, you must know exactly what you want, not vaguely, but with sharp precision. Your vision must be a vivid tapestry painted with detail and emotion. It is not enough to say, I want success. You must see the exact life you desire, the house, the impact, the legacy. This vision is your North Star. It guides every decision and fuels every step. But vision without purpose is a ship without a rudder. Purpose is the lion's heart, a deep, driving reason that propels you through adversity. Purpose is why Edison spent countless nights inventing the light bulb. Purpose is why Lincoln endured the darkest days of a divided nation. It is why you rise each morning even when every muscle begs for rest. Your purpose must be so profound that it eclipses fear, doubt, and distraction. Discipline carves the lion's path through the jungle of chaos. It is not glamorous. It is not easy. It is the refusal to succumb to laziness, the commitment to show up when the world sleeps, the determination to practice and perfect your craft even when progress feels invisible. Discipline is the silent roar of the lion, steady and relentless. It creates momentum so powerful that even the fiercest storms cannot stop you. Action is the lion's leap. The world rewards the doer, not the dreamer. Every great achievement in history began with a single bold step forward. Action turns ideas into reality. It requires courage because it means risking failure, rejection, and discomfort. But the lion knows that stagnation is death. Movement, even imperfect movement, is the roar that shakes the earth and wakes the world. Gratitude is the lion's anchor. In the wild, the lion does not waste energy on bitterness or regret. It knows that every challenge faced is a blessing in disguise. Gratitude transforms setbacks into lessons and pain into power. It keeps your spirit resilient and your heart humble, reminding you that every victory is built on the foundation of struggle and perseverance. Resilience is the lion's armor. It is forged in the fires of defeat and polished by relentless effort. When the world knocks you down, resilience is what pushes you to rise again. It is the refusal to be broken by hardship. Edison's countless failures were not the end, but the making of a legend. Resilience is the roar that drowns out doubt and keeps your spirit unyielding. Adaptability is the lion's wisdom. The jungle is unpredictable, and so is life. The lion survives not by rigid strength, but by cunning flexibility. It learns, evolves, and shifts tactics when necessary, all while holding fast to its purpose. To awaken your lion, you must embrace change without losing sight of your vision, dreams into realities, and obstacles into stepping stones. The moment has come to awaken it fully, to unleash your roar upon the world with ferocity and conviction. You were born to be a lion. Now claim your kingdom. The moment you decide to awaken the lion within, everything changes. The world you see today, the noise, the chaos, the doubts, is no longer your master. You become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, the ruler of your inner kingdom. This is the power of self-mastery, the bedrock of every success story that history has ever witnessed. It is the fire that burned within Lincoln as he stood firm against a nation torn apart. It was the iron will of Ford, who refused to accept failure and revolutionized an entire industry. It is the very essence of greatness. Self-mastery begins with owning your emotions. The lion feels anger, fear, doubt, but it does not let them dictate its actions. Instead, it harnesses these emotions as fuel, transforming them into fierce determination. You are not your emotions. You are the observer and the controller. When fear rises, look it in the eye and say, "You will not stop me." When doubt creeps in, remind yourself that it is merely a shadow, powerless in the presence of your light. Visualization is the lion's secret weapon. Before the first paw hits the ground in a chase, the lion sees the prey with crystal clarity in its mind. This mental rehearsal trains the body and sharpens the focus. Every great achiever from Edison to Carnegie used this power to foresee success before it arrived. Close your eyes and see the life you want. Feel it, taste it, live it in your mind with every fiber of your being. This is not daydreaming. This is training the mind for victory. Purpose, once again, is the lion's heartbeat. It is the reason you rise when the world wants you to fall. It is what gives meaning to every sacrifice and pain. Without purpose, your journey is aimless. A lost cub wandering the forest, but with purpose, every step becomes a roar, every breath a declaration. Purpose fuels the lion's courage, turning fear into boldness, hesitation into action. Discipline is the lion's daily grind. It is waking before dawn, pushing past fatigue, choosing the hard right over the easy wrong. It is the small habits repeated relentlessly. The early mornings, the focused hours, the refusal to settle for mediocrity. Discipline is the roar of consistency, the echo of effort repeated day after day until greatness is inevitable. Action transforms potential into power. The lion does not wait for the perfect moment. It creates it. Every step taken, every risk embraced, every failure faced head on is a roar that shakes the foundations of doubt. Action is your declaration to the world. I am here. I will not be stopped. Do not wait for permission or perfect conditions. The lion hunts in the storm. Gratitude grounds the lion's spirit. It is the soil where resilience grows. In the darkest moments, gratitude is the light that guides you home. It turns obstacles into opportunities and challenges into teachers. By embracing gratitude, you build unshakable strength, a fortress no storm can breach. Resilience is the lion's armor forged in fire. It is the refusal to be broken by setbacks, the courage to rise after every fall. Thomas Edison's thousands of attempts were not failures, but the forge where his success was born. Resilience turns pain into power, scars into medals of honor. Adaptability is the lion's survival skill. In a world that changes without warning, rigidity is death. The lion shifts, learns, evolves, all while holding tightly to its purpose. Be flexible in your methods, relentless in your goals. Learning sharpens the lion's claws. Every lesson, every book, every conversation is a tool for growth. Andrew Carnegie's rise was fueled by a hunger for knowledge. Never stop learning, for the mind that ceases to grow begins to wither. Now the lion within you is awake and ready. It waits for you to lead it, to unleash it, to roar with a voice so powerful that it breaks chains and shakes mountains. This is your moment. Claim your power. Seize your destiny and live with the ferocity of the lion you are. The world does not give away greatness. It must be taken with courage, discipline, and relentless belief. Awaken the lion within. Let it roar so loud that your dreams become reality. Your fears are silenced and your legacy is written in the stars. This is your time. Roar. The lion's roar echoes not only through the dense forests of the wild, but within the chambers of the soul. A sound that shakes the very foundation of your being and the world around you. This roar is the voice of your true self, the essence of power and purpose that refuses to be silenced. It is the primal call to greatness, awakening every dormant ambition, every hidden strength. When you awaken this roar, you are no longer a passive observer of life. You become the force that shapes it. It starts with understanding that your mind is the battlefield on which every war is won or lost. Napoleon Hill taught that you become what you think about most. This is not a simple statement. It is a profound truth that separates those who succeed from those who merely exist. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. To awaken the lion within, you must become vigilant of your inner dialogue. What are you feeding your mind? Fear, doubt, or strength, hope, vision? The lion feeds on clarity and conviction. The power of mindset cannot be overstated. Look at history's greatest figures. Abraham Lincoln, who rose from poverty and rejection to preserve a nation. Thomas Edison, who endured thousands of failures before lighting up the world. Henry Ford, who transformed transportation through unyielding belief. Their secret was never talent alone, but an ironclad mindset that refused to accept defeat. They cultivated mental habits that shaped their reality, a reality built on the foundation of belief, perseverance, and vision. Belief is the lion's heartbeat. It is the sacred fuel that propels you through the darkest nights and fiercest storms. But belief is not blind faith. It is a conviction forged in the fires of experience, knowledge, and repeated success. It is knowing deep in your core that failure is temporary, obstacles are teachers, and your dream is inevitable. Without belief, you stumble. With it, you charge forward, unstoppable. Clarity sharpens this belief like a blade. You must see your goal with such precision that every fiber of your being is aligned. Vague wishes breed vague results. Clear vision births clear action. Walt Disney's clarity of vision, creating a place where dreams live, pulled him through bankruptcy and doubt. Your vision must have the same magnetic pull. When you are clear, the path appears and your steps become certain. Purpose is the lion's roar made manifest. It is the reason you rise when the world pushes you down. It gives meaning to struggle and weight to success. Your purpose must be more than a goal. It must be a calling. It is the fire that burns when passion wanes and motivation falters. Without purpose, effort is hollow. With it, every sacrifice becomes a stepping stone to greatness. Discipline is the lion's relentless march. It is the daily choice to do what must be done, even when you don't want to. The lion does not rest on past glories or wait for motivation. It creates momentum through consistency. Henry Ford's empire was built not on chance, but on the grind of disciplined effort, repeated day after day. Discipline turns dreams into habits, and habits into destiny. Action is the lion's leap from thought to reality. The world rewards those who do. Every visionary in history took massive action in the face of uncertainty. Action requires courage because it means risk. Risk of failure, rejection, and pain. But the lion knows that standing still is death. Movement is survival. Action is your roar in the face of doubt. Gratitude is the lion's calm strength. It grounds you and softens the heart without weakening the will. Gratitude transforms hardship into fuel and pain into power. It reminds you that every challenge is an opportunity and every setback a lesson. Through gratitude, your spirit remains resilient, unbroken by life's storms. Resilience is the lion's armor forged in struggle. It is the refusal to be defeated by failure. Thomas Edison's 10,000 attempts were not failures. They were the forge of genius. Resilience is the roar that drowns out doubt and drives you to rise again and again. It is the courage to fight on when others surrender. Adaptability is the lion's cunning in a changing world. Success demands flexibility without compromising purpose. The lion adjusts its tactics but never its target. It is the ability to pivot when needed and to grow with every challenge. Learning is the lion's hunger for growth. It sharpens the mind and hones the spirit. Andrew Carnegie rose from poverty by devouring knowledge. The lion is always a student, always evolving. Never stop learning, for the mind that ceases to grow begins to die. To awaken the lion within is to claim your birthright as a master of your own destiny. It is to recognize that within you lies a power greater than circumstance, greater than fear, greater than doubt. This power is waiting, dormant no longer, to roar and to conquer. You are not here by accident. You are here to rise, to conquer, to leave a legacy that echoes through time. The lion's roar is your call to action. Answer it with courage, with discipline, with relentless belief. This is your moment. This is your roar. The lion does not ask for permission to be great. It does not wait for applause or validation. It rises because it must. It hunts because it was born to. And you, if you are truly ready to awaken the lion within, must adopt this same attitude. This is not about arrogance. It is about ownership, owning your power, owning your choices, owning your future. Because no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you the life you dream of. That dream will be forged by your hands, your decisions, your sacrifice, and your relentless will. Responsibility is the lion's code, not blame. Not excuses, but radical responsibility. You do not control everything that happens to you, but you control your response. You control how long you stay down after life knocks you over. You control whether you react in fear or respond with faith. When you take full responsibility for your thoughts, your habits, your time, your results, then you reclaim your power. That's when your inner lion begins to stretch, stand, and roar. Too many people are asleep in their own lives, lulled by comfort, numbed by distraction, seduced by short-term pleasures. The lion does not waste time scrolling endlessly or chasing meaningless praise. It is focused, alert, purposeful. If you truly want to awaken the lion, you must be willing to detach from the crowd. You must stop living to please everyone. You must stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Greatness requires separation, not isolation, but distinction. You must stand apart, walk your own path, and listen to the roar of your own soul above the noise of the world. You must be willing to be misunderstood, judged, and even doubted, because you are choosing a path few have the courage to walk. The lion does not follow, it leads. Your environment matters. The lion thrives in a territory that feeds its growth. Look around. Are the people in your life feeding your fire or draining your energy? Are your habits sharpening your focus or dulling your edge? Are you spending time in places that elevate your vision or bury your potential? The lion surrounds itself with strength. So must you pursue, but understand this. Even when you build the right environment, even when you cultivate the right mindset, resistance will come. The jungle is not tame. Life is not fair. The path to greatness is steep, brutal, and lonely at times. That's why so few make it. Not because they lack potential, but because they lack persistence. Persistence is the lion's stride, unhurried, unbothered, unstoppable. When the hunt fails, the lion does not quit. It adjusts. It stalks again. It attacks again. This is the attitude you must embody. When your plan doesn't work, make a new one, but never abandon the goal. When your progress stalls, keep moving. When no one believes in you, believe in yourself twice as hard. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory over the inertia of mediocrity. Every choice to keep going, to keep pushing, is an act of war against the forces that want you small, scared, and silent. But you were not made to shrink. You were not made to hide. You were made to rise, to build, to roar. Understand that the lion within you is not just strength, it is spirit. It is not just hunger, it is heart. It is not just ambition, it is alignment with something higher. Call it purpose, call it destiny, call it God's design. Whatever you believe, the lion knows it was born for more. It does not settle. It does not apologize for its greatness. Neither should you. You must live like your dreams are not negotiable, like your vision is non-refundable, like your time is sacred, because it is. Look back through time. Every empire, every movement, every revolution started with one soul who refused to be caged. One person who dared to believe in a vision larger than their circumstances. One lion who roared so loud that the world had to listen. Why not you? Why not now? The lion within you is ready. Ready to rise, ready to lead, ready to leave the comfort of the cave and enter the wild unknown. But it won't awaken through passive hope. It awakens when you make a decision to stop playing small, a decision to stop betraying your potential, a decision to live with fire in your heart and purpose in your bones. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more hiding. It's time to roar. Then let's go further, deeper into the soul, where the true lion waits. Not the roar you post online, not the image you show the world, but the lion buried beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the layers of who you were told to be. Because here's the truth. Most people never meet their lion. They die with their roar trapped in their throat, not because they weren't strong, but because they chose comfort over courage, image over identity, silence over truth. They feared what would happen if they truly unleashed themselves. But the few, the rare few who choose to awaken the lion, they become immortal. They live with intention so sharp it cuts through chaos. They speak with conviction so deep it moves mountains. They walk with purpose so bold that life itself bends around them. These are the people who refuse to live on repeat. They don't relive the same year 75 times and call it a life. They evolve. They rise, they lead, they roar, and so must you. To awaken the lion within, you must make peace with the pain, not run from it, not numb it, face it. Because that pain It's trying to show you something. It's a messenger. It's your untapped power in disguise. Every wound, every heartbreak, every failure, it all carved the vessel you are today. That pain prepared you for this awakening. Look at any giant in history. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for decades, emerged stronger than ever, not broken but forged in fire. Oprah, born into poverty and abuse, didn't allow her trauma to define her story. She rewrote it. They didn't suppress their pain, they transmuted it into strength. That's what lions do. They don't escape the fire, they become it. So if you've fallen, good, that means you're still in the fight. If you failed, good, that means you had the courage to try. But now it's time to rise. Not the same person who fell, but something new, something wilder, stronger, more dangerous to doubt and more loyal to your future than to your past. There's a sacred fire that lives inside you. It's been smoldering beneath the surface, waiting, watching, growing, and now it's ready to burn through every limitation that ever held you down. But you have to choose it. You have to choose to wake up with purpose, not pressure, with intensity, not passivity, with vision, not distraction. Because distraction is the modern day tranquilizer. It numbs the lion. It steals your edge, one scroll, one notification, one meaningless dopamine hit at a time. If you want to awaken the lion, you must go dark on the noise and light up the vision. You must unplug from the world's agenda and plug into your own mission. That means owning your time like it's your life. Because it is. You don't get time back. You don't get today back. Every hour spent in hesitation is a roar you never gave, a step you never took, a dream you never lived. The lion within is urgent, not reckless, but urgent. It understands that life is short, but legacy is long. It knows that you weren't placed on this earth to blend in. You were born to leave a mark, not a footprint in the sand, but a crater in the earth. So that generations from now, they'll say your name with reverence. You don't need more talent. You don't need more followers. You don't need more approval. You need more truth, more ownership, more audacity. The lion does not wait to be told who it is. It knows, and you must know too. Know that you are enough. Know that you are capable. Know that the future belongs to you, but only if you're willing to fight for it. You don't rise by chance. You rise by choice. So choose greatness. Choose discomfort. Choose the hard path, the one with thorns and darkness and doubt, because that is the path of the lion. That's where the roar lives. Every morning you rise. Ask yourself, am I feeding the lion or am I feeding my fear? Every time you hesitate, ask yourself, is this the voice of my future or the echo of my past? Every night you sleep, ask yourself, did I roar today or did I retreat? And if the answer isn't what you want, good. That's fuel. That's feedback. That's your next roar in the making. This life will not hand you power. You must take it, earn it, forge it with sweat, silence, and sacrifice. So burn the excuses, starve the doubt, feed the vision, build the habits, sharpen the belief. And when the world tells you to sit down, to play small, to wait your turn, war, because the lion does not ask. The lion claims. Because the lion doesn't rise halfway. It doesn't roar in whispers. It finishes the hunt. It finishes the fight. And so will you. The lion within doesn't just want a better life. It demands it, but not through entitlement, through effort, through intention, through daily, deliberate, disciplined action. That's the truth. The weak don't want to hear. That's the truth. Mediocrity avoids, because it's easier to complain than to commit, easier to blame than to build. But nothing worthwhile has ever been built on easy. You want wealth? Then build value, build skill, build unshakable internal worth. Because money will never flow consistently to the unprepared. You want greatness? Then build character. Not a highlight reel, not a curated mask, but deep-rooted, unbreakable character that outlasts pressure and rejection and adversity. That's what the lion understands. Outer success is the shadow. Inner strength is the source. You must become a person of weight, of gravity. Someone who walks into a room and doesn't have to speak to be felt. Someone who stands with so much presence that their silence is louder than other people's noise. That presence isn't inherited. It's earned in solitude. In the dark mornings when no one's watching. In the unseen reps, the thankless work. The hours of focus that bear fruit long after the world has forgotten what you endured to get there. Do you think greatness arrives overnight? Do you think Carnegie Hill, Ford, or Disney just stumbled into legacy? No, they carved it inch by inch with their minds, their vision, their will. They weren't more lucky. They were more obsessed. They didn't ask, what if I fail? They declared, I will not stop until I succeed. That's the lion mindset. It's not about never falling. It's about rising so many times. The ground forgets your name. It's about seeing obstacles not as blocks, but as blueprints. Everything that stands in your way can be broken, bent, or built upon, but only if you stop running, stop hiding. Face it, roar at it. You see, the greatest version of you is already in you. It's just buried under layers of fear, comfort, distraction, and doubt. Every time you show up with intention, you're peeling those layers back. Every time you say no to excuses, yes to effort, you get closer. The lion isn't becoming something new. It's remembering what it always was. And when you finally feel that power rising inside you, don't tame it. Don't try to fit it into a box or water it down to keep others comfortable. Set it loose. Let it change your pace, your posture, your voice. Let it guide your goals, your habits, your circle. Because the awakened lion doesn't chase every opportunity. It chooses wisely. It says no often. It protects its energy. It doesn't spend time explaining itself to those who refuse to grow. It stays focused on its mission. And if that means being misunderstood, so be it. If that means being alone, so be it. Better to walk alone in purpose than be surrounded in pretense. You were not made to be a copy. You were not made to blend in. You were made to lead, to shape, to roar. You think it's too late? Tell that to Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC after age 60. You think your past disqualifies you? Tell that to Malcolm X. You think you're not ready? You never will be until you step forward anyway, because readiness isn't a feeling. It's a decision. It's a commitment to act boldly, regardless of how you feel. There is a war happening inside of you, the war between the lion and the sheep. And every day you choose who wins, not with your words, but with your habits, your effort, your identity. The sheep wants comfort. The lion wants conquest. The sheep wants safety. The lion wants freedom. The sheep settles. The lion hunts. Which one do you feed? Let this be the day you stop shrinking. The day you stop apologizing for your ambition. The day you stop playing dead while your potential screams to be used. Let this be the day you rise, not as a version of who you were, but as who you were born to be. You've crawled long enough. You've waited long enough. You've doubted long enough. Now, run. Now, build. Now, roar. And don't stop until your breath is spent, until your name is etched into eternity, until your life becomes a monument to what is possible when one's soul refuses to be average. This is not motivation. This is a mirror. This is the voice inside you that's been silenced for too long. You are the lion. Now act like it.